Does halacha apply different to left-handed person?
Someone that's a righty and someone that's a lefty, what are the halachas that apply to him? The real truth is there's many details. In fact, there's a sefer that recently came out. There's over 130 differences between someone that's a lefty and a righty. In this short time, we won't be able to go to all of them. I'll just set a few rules. The rule goes like this. In general, every mitzvah that we do with our right hand. Yamin Hashem Oisachayil. We do the mitzvah with our right hand. That's just in general. However, what happens if someone's hand is, the dominant hand is not the right hand, it's the left hand. So here we have to divide it into two gdorim, two details. It works like this. Some mitzvahs or some things have to do with right and left, which are general for the whole entire world. For an example, we know that many people that would pass by the Rebbe by dollars, they would ask the Rebbe for a bracha for parnasa, and the Rebbe would tell them there would be a good way to start with buttoning the right side of their jacket over the left one, meaning that chasadim should overrule the gevuras. The right side represents chasadim, the left side represents gevuras, and it's quite a few times that people pass, the Rebbe would say, make sure to button your jacket right over left. In fact, there was once the Rebbe told a couple, he told the man, you should change the jacket right over left, and he told the wife that she could help him by changing the direction of the buttons, or the direction that you button the jacket. So obviously, someone that we're referring about Yamin and Shmuel here, we're talking about Chasodim and Gevuras, there's no difference if your dominant hand is the right hand or the left hand. Obviously, by that, it will go just like the right and left of the whole entire world. However, there are some details that it goes particularly by the person himself and the way that he uses which hand that's dominant. And I'll give an example. The most common difference that we could see is putting on tefillin. The Torah says, Uchsavtom, ukshartom, the Gemara learns in Menachos, that the right hand that you usually use for tying the tefillin on your weak hand should be the hand that you write with. Uchsavtom, the one that you write with, should be the one. Ukshartom, you should be tying with that hand the tefillin over the weak hand Yodcha. It says Yud Dalet Chof Hey instead of Yud Dalet Lange Chof. And what it means is Yodcha Yad Keho, the weak hand. You should be using the right hand that you use for writing to tie the tefillin on the weaker hand. However, someone that writes with his left hand, obviously in that situation will be using his left hand, which is the one that he writes with, to put the tefillin on his right hand, which is the weaker hand. So we see here that when it comes to tefillin, someone that is a lefty will be putting tefillin on the right hand, which is the weaker hand by him. An interesting detail that comes out of that is the whole order of tying your shoes. We know that we tie our shoes. We first tie our shoe. We put on the right one first. We tie the left one first, because the first time, the Alter Rebbe brings down that the chshivos, the first time that the idea, the concept of tying is brought down in Torah, it's brought down by tying in tefillin, and therefore we first tie our left shoe and then we tie our right shoe to give covet to the concept of tying, which comes from tefillin. Someone that is a lefty and ties his tefillin on the other side will first tie his right shoe, and only then he will be tying his left shoe. Once again, the difference is an individual difference that has to do with the actual individual, and not in general, like the concept, like the idea of Yamin, Shmuel, Chesed, and Gvura. The last point that I would like to bring out is the concept of Haseva on Pesach. Very interesting to understand how, from knowing the source and the reasoning for the halacha, we could also understand the outcome of the halacha on to details how to actually practice it. Haseva, we know that we do Haseva by the Seder night. We do it on our left side. What's the deal? What's the halacha with someone that's a lefty? Does he do Haseva on the left side? Or maybe, in fact, he should be doing Haseva on the right side. Well, there's two reasons for Haseva on the left side. Reason number one is, if you do Haseva on your left side, then you could feel like a ben chayrin, you could feel like a free person, and you could eat with your right hand. You could feel free, your right hand could be free. While you're leaning on your left side, you feel free eating with your right hand. So, based on that reason, obviously a lefty should be doing haseva on the right side. He should be able to eat with his left hand. However, there's a second reason. The second reason is we know there's a windpipe and there's a food pipe. The windpipe, the kana, is on the right side. The food pipe, the veshet, is on the left side. The reason we do a seva on the left side is shemo yagdim kana leveshet. We don't want to do a seva on the right side. Chas v'shalom, a person should not be choking. The food should not be going down the windpipe. It should be going directly down through the food pipe. And therefore, we do a seva on the left side. The food should go down, should not come lidei sakana. Now that we have both reasons, reason number one, should be eating with your dominant hand, or reason number two, because of the sakana, what should a lefty, someone that his left hand is dominant, what should he be doing? The answer is chamira sakanta mi'isura. Whenever there's an isser, whenever there's a sakana always overrules, and therefore someone that's a lefty should be doing haseva just like everybody else on the left side, because his food pipe is on the left side, and you do not want him to go lidei sakana into a sakana.